Oh yeah. Smack 'em a gob, everybody. It is Thursday night. It's another thrilling episode of Almost Human Live with Tony Dio and the great, historic, godly Wayne Noon.
Hey, everybody.
Good afternoon, Mr. Noon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Rivera. Oh, I'm sorry.
We're going to talk a little bit about Christmas and then we're going to take some questions from you guys. Now, before we do that, I got some show and tell.
Show and tell.
Yeah, I got a few things before Christmas from some of the cool people out there, including he's probably in the chat now.
Nobody.
Jackson Routing
Oh, there he is. He's here.
from Canada. He got me this right here.
Very cool.
What is that?
Le Fay.
Le Fay, yeah. It's right. We were talking about Morgana Le Fay.
Yeah. And this is the vinyl. Look how cool that is.
Oh, nice. Look at that.
It's the splatter thing.
That's one of my favorite albums of theirs. Very good.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
It looks like somebody shot a load on the album, right?
So this is an older album?
Yeah. Not like that's like towards the that's after they changed their name to Le Fay from Morgana.
Show me the cover again, Ralph. Okay, I remember that. Yeah, I think I had that on CD once because when I worked for Sanctuary, we had the noise catalog, and I remember we had a couple of Le Fay. I remember that one.
I don't know if you can see it, but it's a limited edition to 500.
Cool.
I got number 25.
Oh, wow. They just disappeared. I don't know what they actually got the name back, Morgana Le Fay, and I think they made another album or two, and they just disappeared. I know the singer's around doing some other things, but I don't know if that band's ever going to come back again.
Where were they from?
Sweden, I believe, Scandinavia, somewhere, something with an S.
Something with an S.
Yeah.
And I got this.
Sweet. Oh, okay.
Sweet Lynch, cool.
The third album.
The third album, okay.
I thought the first album was awesome. I thought the second album sucked.
Yeah, I didn't care much for the second one. I thought it was almost like it was kind of thrown together in a way. I know they get a lot of money. It's Frontiers, they'll throw them, money to go out and do these projects. So you wonder how much time the guys actually had to get together and put stuff together. And then, I've noticed on some of the stuff like the band Iconic that Michael Sweet's in, with Joel Holtz and all. Some of the songs are like written by the guy who is like one of the head of Frontiers.
Well, I gotta say this is awesome. It's like
is it good?
It's really, really good. And
cool.
I want to thank Carlos for that.
Cool.
And then I got this, which is a notepad and a bunch of pens.
Oh,
from my girlfriend, because every time I do donations, I have to write it down in a notepad and then go in the living room and shoot the videos. And she also sent me. This is a shirt. It's Amityville, like Jaws. Amityville.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
And this one of my favorite Twilight Zone episodes, To Serve Man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then this was really good because when I was a little kid, I'm talking about 4 or 5 years old, I was a fanatic of Gumby.
Oh yeah.
So I got a Gumby shirt, and then this one. This is Outpost 31 from the movie The Thing. That's where they were at, Outpost 31.
Very cool.
There you go. That's my awesome girlfriend Brenda got me all that. And
believe it or not, I never knew of Gumby until the whole Eddie Murphy "I'm Gumby, damn it."
Really? Yeah. I guess Gumby was probably off the air for many years before then. Because I remember because I lived up in Tarrytown, New York, and I was fanatical. I mean, Gumby meant everything to me. As a little kid. That and Batman, the Adam West show.
Oh yeah.
I
was obsessed with Batman, Adam West. Yeah.
Dude, every time that show would end, I'd be like, how are they going to get out of this predicament?
You had to tune in, same bat time, same bat channel.
They're getting, they're getting lowered into a vat of acid.
Oh yeah.
How are they going to survive this?
I still watch that.
Since
Time.
we're
I was obsessed with Batman. I had all the Mego dolls, you know, the Bat Cave and the Batmobile and the helicopter and Cycle and all that stuff.
Todd McFarlane is redoing all the. They put those figures out like a couple years ago of all the Batman 66 stuff, and then the line kind of just like faded away. But then Todd McFarlane got a hold of it and he started redoing all the figures again. And I got them all. They're back there. But he's got Dr. Freeze and the Joker and the Riddler and the Penguin, Catwoman, and just so many figures. They're so cool looking. You know, I like the
McFarlane ones. Are they replicas of the Migos, or are they just Todd made them look more?
No, they look exactly like Batman from the 1966 show.
Okay, but they're miniature figures.
No, they're like they're 6-inch figures like this.
Okay. Oh, cool! I have not seen those. That is pretty cool.
They're in Target, and
that's cool.
They're so awesome.
Awesome.
So I've been collecting those a lot. But since we're sharing stuff, Metalized magazine. I don't know if anybody reads Metalized. I mean,
I've never heard of that magazine.
They're from Denmark. It's a Danish magazine, and all the words are in Danish. So if you can't read Danish, you're kind of screwed. But Severed Angel is in Metalized magazine.
Right on.
Cool.
Nice little interview in there. That's pretty cool.
That's nice.
I got the new Within Temptation album. I don't know if anybody listens to them, but really good band.
I saw them open for Iron Maiden last year. They were good.
Yeah, I saw them, a couple of years ago. Really, they put on a really, really good show. I know you guys probably don't like this, but I saw this at Target, and I've been seeing this sitting there for since it's been released, and nobody's grabbed it. So I said, I'm just going to buy it. So I got the Patient Number 9. And if you watch the Rat Salad review, I'm going to try to have the show up maybe tomorrow. See what I think about this album. All right.
I wanted to get the version. I never got it. I wanted to get the one that has I think it's Todd McFarlane did an album cover, a limited edition one or something.
Isn't that Black Rain?
I thought it was that one, Patient Number 9. It's got like I forgot. It's got like a drawing or something on the front.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having that one if I could run across it for a decent price.
I'll look that one up. I also got the Ghost. What the hell's the name of that album? Impera, the last album. It's a box set.
What is it different on there?
It comes with the Live at the Ministry. I guess a CD or maybe a record. The Phantom Mind, that EP, that shitty EP they put out with all the covers on it.
Yeah. I like that.
This A Stay. I don't know if you heard that song Stay. It's a cover. There's a 10-inch in there. 28-page LP size artwork booklet, poster 60 by 60, and 3 postcards. So
nice.
It was $125, and usually goes for like 100 and maybe like 80 or something like that. So it was on sale.
Very cool. Yeah. I am a completist, but I never bought Ordinary Man or Patient Number 9.
Yeah.
And a really cool dude that he donates to my channel. I've done track by track for him. He wrote me the other day if I owned Ordinary Man on vinyl. And I said, I never bought it. He goes, dude, I'm going to send it to you because this shit sucked. And I'm like, yeah, dude, because eventually I was going to buy it if I saw it cheap somewhere. That's Patient Number 9. Because I have everything up to a screen. I don't have anything on the screen.
And Rob Benjamin said he said Ghost. Yeah, I said Ghost. Ghost is actually a good band. I know people don't like Ghost.
Let them hate.
I
ain't gonna change my mind. Ghost is awesome.
I'm not a massive fan of them, but I own a couple of their CDs and they're pretty good. I love the first album.
I think what the problem is, people say that they're metal. They're not a metal band. They're a hard rock.
They're not a metal band.
No.
Yeah, it's just that they got that imagery, the metal imagery. It's dark. Kind of like that band that's really popular right now called Sleep Token. I mean, they're like Coldplay or something, but they look menacing. Right. They wear these demonic looking, cloaks and stuff. So they appeal to a metal audience.
Yeah. All the bands are copying Ghost now.
I love Ghost. And, there's a lot of Ghost fans that have turned on the band because they got too poppy.
Oh, yeah.
And I love that poppiness they do. I mean, the first one will always be my favorite. But damn, I like Prequel a lot. And the last one I liked too. What was it called?
Yeah.
I
picked up the last one. I can't remember the name.
Great. That opening track Rule, one of my favorite, whatever that opening track Imperium is. It's one of my favorite Ghost songs.
Oh, I don't have the checklist.
But yeah, you know, there's people that hate, but you know, let them hate.
It is what it is. We can't like every band. Nobody likes everything.
Yeah, no, there's no band. I mean, once you hear people bashing on the Beatles, that's proof that there's no band safe from criticism. Everybody gets bashed, you know. But it don't matter to me, man. I like a lot of shit people hate. And I like that. I mean, I really did a deep dive on Nickelback because I really wanted to like them because everybody hates them. But damn it, I didn't like it. I was like, God, I wish I could like this band. Everybody hates them. You know, I love loving Pantera. Pantera is another one. Every single member of Thrash or Die, the first lineup, hated Pantera. I was the only guy.
Really?
And my guitar player said to me one day, he goes, dude, you're a cool guy, man, but I'm really ashamed that you like Pantera. And I'm like, really? I'll never say that. And, you know, he got married to a Pantera fan. Now he likes Pantera. Poser.
Who was that? Which guy was it?
Willie.
Ryan?
No, Willie.
Willie, okay.
I don't think Willie was there when we played that show you went to.
It was Ryan. Yeah.
Ryan and Carlos. Oh, yeah. Carlos was on bass. Yeah, it was just Ryan. Yeah. Yeah, it was just Ryan.
Rob Benjamin says Tobias from Ghost is like Gene and Paul. But you know what it is with Ghost? I think they were already, the moment they came out, they were already putting merchandise out. Kiss didn't do that until later on.
Yeah.
You know, Kiss, we already knew Ghost was going to be, you know, putting out t-shirts for every song and every album and just, you know, being that merch whore like Kiss is, you know. So we already knew that was going to happen. With Kiss was a little different, I think.
I don't own any Ghost shirts. I mean, I should get one.
I got a few. Once they started getting like out of hand, I was like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah, I own all the records though. Even the EPs. I even bought that last crappy one. I didn't like it. But I like the cover of the Genesis song they did.
The cover is good, yeah.
I like the Eurythmics cover they did.
Is it on that album?
They did a Missionary Man from the Eurythmics.
Oh, that's from the older.
Yeah, that's
covers. It was a covers album. Is all I remember. It was on.
Yeah, the only
Pope Star.
The only song I liked off the last one was the Genesis cover, but I bought it anyway. I was like, "Fuck it," you know. I'm a completist.
So am I, and I got the Ghost figures. I got 2 statues of Ghost. I'm just a Ghost nut. Sorry.
That's cool. Yeah.
Cool.
Gotta like what you gotta like, and you know what? I like when people don't like things I like because this way, I don't get sick of hearing it all the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
You know, and in the end, you know what? You lose. All you Ghost haters, you lose. We get enjoyment from it, therefore we win. Just like U2 fans, I lose. U2 fans win. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead, keep hating. You're gonna lose, like I lose to U2 and Prince. Fuck Prince.
God,
you hear me? Fuck Prince.
I never understood Prince. One thing I want to bring up to you guys, because I wanted to talk about this last night, but we had so many people on the show that we never got to this. I was reading a thing with KK Downing. He was talking about his least favorite Judas Priest album, and he mentions Point of Entry.
I put that video up yesterday or the day before.
Yeah.
Okay.
I put it. I think it was on Tuesday. Hey man, a lot of people attacking KK for that. Look, I'm a huge fan of Point of Entry. I mean, huge. I don't care. That's KK's opinion.
Yeah.
All right. He forgot about Demolition, whatever. But still, my whole point is, it is, and I talk about this on the video, Point of Entry, in my experience of it, back in 1981 when it was new, all my friends loved it. We got no backlash. There was no we all loved Point of Entry. We didn't really register, man, this is more commercial than everything they've done since. You know?
Yeah.
And, you know, when Screaming for Vengeance comes out, that's when people started noticing, oh, yeah, you know, Priest is back because Point of Entry. I was like, dude, Desert Plains is one of the greatest.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. There's some songs on there I don't like, but I mean, you know, it's a good record.
No, I'll tell you this, Tony. I love every song on that album, and I can tell you that You Say Yes and what's the song after that? All the Way. They are both shitty songs. Shitty, but I would never skip them. I let them play. You know, and everything else on the album. I love Troubleshooter and Solar Angels, and I love Don't Go. That was the single.
Yeah, that was a single. Yeah.
Stupid ass move.
You know, did you get any of those? They did probably 20 some years ago, they did the remastered albums, and they on each CD had bonus tracks.
Yeah.
And all those, and the bonus tracks were all mixed up. You could tell
Yeah.
some of them didn't belong on that album, but I think it was Point of Entry. They did a cover of Race with the Devil, which was a Gun done originally by Gun.
Yeah.
Man, such a great song. I mean, it's been covered by Girl School, and Black Oak, Arkansas did a fucking amazing version of it. And I don't know why they didn't use that song. I mean, because the Priest version sounds really good. It's got a really cool, like, dueling guitar, double guitar part in it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they didn't use it, but there's some stuff, some of that stuff like Red, White, and Blue and stuff. God, that was some bad tracks. You go,
that was horrible.
Terrible.
And they didn't share any of those discs. Remember, they did that album after Turbo or something with those British producers, those dance guys. They did a whole.
They ended up not releasing it though. Right?
Yeah, they never released any of that stuff. Yeah,
because they did something. The fuck, fly just flew by me. What was I gonna say?
Talking about those producers, the disc dance mix stuff.
Yeah, and some of those, like I could be wrong, but I think it's something like Stained Class has a bonus track that sounds like it's from the Turbo era.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like fucked up. I don't know who is in charge of that. And no, I never did buy those. I never bought them because I already owned all the CDs before that. So it was like, my friend got them, and he made me a CD of all the bonus tracks.
That's what I did exactly. That's what I had. Yeah. But I have digitals of all of them now that I have on a flash drive that I keep in the car, and it's just the full albums with those bonus tracks like that. I saw Mark Daly said that it included Thunder Road, which was from Ram It Down. Thunder Road was a cool song. I thought that was cool. Somebody says Hot Rockin' is terrible. Tommy says Hot Rockin' is terrible. The video is pretty bad.
I think that's the greatest Judas Priest video ever.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yes. It starts with the stupid working out. I admit that's dumb.
Shower scene and yeah.
Yeah. But when they're in that room and flames are everywhere.
Rob's boot. Man, wouldn't you like to see outtakes from that part? Because
no,
that I'm talking about the flame on his boots and all that. It got out of control, and they were probably laughing their asses off, man.
And I like the metalhead in the Maiden shirt, like superimposed on the road.
Yeah.
I love that stuff. I was like, everybody keeps bashing on Hot Rockin'. I'm like, and by the way, to that guy who doesn't like Hot Rockin', you lose, I win. That song.
That's not one of my favorites.
Somebody said we thought you guys would be singing carols.
Yeah. No carols, because there's one more sad news today. Actually, it happened last night. Lars Ulrich's father passed away.
95?
95.
95. Yeah. I put up a news thing on that today, too. To me, he stole the movie. Delete.
Yes.
Stole it. Yeah. I mean, that and Dave Mustaine crying like a bitch are the two best parts of that whole movie.
Uh-huh.
But I loved, he was like, it sounds like a guy yelling in a chamber.
Yeah, when he was talking about Saint Anger, that was great. Yeah, he knew.
He was really he knew. On it, so
that was classic.
A long life, 95,
Mm-hmm.
And he raised Lars right. I mean, Lars talks about how when he wanted to go to a concert back then, his parents would let him, but he had to get the money, get the ride, and ride there and back. They didn't take care of none of that. Mm. So they showed Lars at a young age. You want to see that, you got to work for it,
Yeah.
And look what Lars became, man. Like the biggest rock star ever. It's like his dad must have been proud, man. For the last 40 years, almost 40 years, seeing his son being a major rock star.
Oh, yeah.
He lived a great life, and at the end of his life, the last couple decades, he saw his son play stadiums. I have a lot of respect for Metallica. I really do. I'm not a fan of a lot of stuff they've done, but I respect them for those first 3 albums. I don't care what they do after it. What they set up in the 80s, where everybody loved Lars, not one person hated Lars back then. unless they hated Metallica in general. Because I knew a lot of those posers that were like, oh, that trash. They wouldn't even call it thrash. That trash metal. Oh, bullshit. Then one was on MTV. Oh, I like them now.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, the jocks used to hate Metallica, and now they've become a jock band.
Yeah, exactly.
Much, you know. But, you know, I know someone that knows Lars, and they told me once, they were like, you know, as arrogant as he comes off sometimes in interviews, they said, you know, he could sit down with like guys like us, and he could just sit and talk about metal and new wave or British metal, and he'd be just like one of the guys.
Yeah. Well, you can tell.
He knows his shit, so.
You can tell in the account, like he's in the Raven documentary, not Raven, Anvil documentary on the extras, and you know, late great Bob Nalbamian, who released all those DVDs back then. Were interviewed in all of them.
Yeah, Inside Metal. Yep.
And Bob Nalbamian, they flew him to San Francisco to be part of that anniversary show. And they flew in Lloyd Grant. They flew in all these people from the past. They don't forget their past.
Yeah.
The people from New Jersey and shit like that. It was
that's one thing too you can say about Metallica. They still play their old stuff live. They don't forget it. You know, this is what we started doing. They still play it in stadiums. They're playing Kill 'Em All to, you know, 50,000 people. And when we were listening to Kill 'Em All back in, you know, the early 80s, people were like, what's that noise?
Yeah.
That's horrible. How can you listen to that? Sounds like Venom.
Now they're all fans of it.
Yeah.
I had a guy on my show a couple of years ago that was actually friends with Lars back in the early days when they were doing No Life to Leather. And he helped them put all that stuff together, like all the tapes together, and would help hand them out and all that stuff. And he's been friends with Lars, you know, still to today. You know, if they go see them in concert, you know, Lars has them backstage and all this stuff, and just stayed good friends with him ever since. That's you know, that long of a time. You know, that just shows you how good of people they kind of are. You know, we might see them a certain way with their interviews and how they treat certain people, but it is what it is. You know,
I just saw today they gave like or they were part of like some $1 million charity.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing something with school bands as well. They've donated a lot of money to school bands, and these school bands are playing Metallica songs. So he's like, here's a school band orchestra, and they're playing. You can hear it in the background. They're playing part of Fade to Black.
Yeah.
And you know, when we were kids listening to that, they were like, "Oh, it's about suicide. You shouldn't listen to that." Now school bands are playing it.
Yeah.
It's just awesome.
Metal's come a long way.
It has. It really has. What used to be devil music for us when we were kids, they deemed it all devil music, is now classic rock now. That's why you hear Holy Diver at the, you know, Harris Teeter or whatever, supermarket or whatever.
Right.
When I
Move your microphone, Tony.
Is it messing up?
Yeah.
I got it. Is that better?
That's a little better. Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah. I think so.
When I worked for the city, I used to work night shift, and it was like 6 a.m, and I'm driving back, and I would listen to the local radio, and they played Holy Diver. I was like, what? So I grabbed my cell phone and I filmed the radio. Look at this shit. They're playing Holy Diver on the radio right now. What the fuck? But it was 6 a.m. I guess the DJ was like, oh, my boss is asleep. Let me play some Dio, you know?
Yeah.
It's always a good surprise when you're in the grocery store and you hear like Dio and stuff like that. It's good stuff.
Yeah. You know what happened to me the other day at grocery store? I cannot listen to the song Daniel by Elton John because it depresses me. I think I may have blocked the memory when I was a little kid. I must have been diddled while Daniel was playing in the background. I don't know what it is about that song, but it depresses me. I can't listen to it. I was in a Denny's with my friend like 10 years ago, and they started playing it. I was like, dude, I'll be back in 3 minutes, man. I can't listen to that song. When he, I saw Elton John. I never seen Elton John in his farewell tour. It was a bucket list, and I had the set list in my hand. And Daniel was like, all right, he's about to play Daniel. That's when I ran out to get a T-shirt.
Wow. Must have had some kind of trauma with that song.
Yeah, there's something that happened to me. I don't know why, but I cannot listen to Daniel. We got any questions out there?
No, I don't. We don't have any. Nobody's in the chat this week. There's nobody watching the show. Nobody's here.
Really?
No, I think maybe we should just stop doing this. Mark Daly. Hey guys, today was the 40th anniversary of Van Halen Jumo. What the hell's Jumo?
Jump, maybe.
Oh, yeah, he must have spelled that wrong. What were your first thoughts with the heavy keyboards, and
I
have
loved
you
it.
grown tired of it?
I loved it. The first time I heard Jump, I loved it, and I do remember some of my friends hating it. But I was like, I love it. I still love it. I love I'll Wait off that album. I have no problem with it.
Yeah, I never had a problem with it. It was cool when it came out. You know, it was something different. But yeah,
I was 4 years old when I came out, so it's fine by me. It's the first thing I heard. So
I think they did a world premiere video on MTV. You know, so it was about a month before the album was released.
Yeah. I just loved it. I never had a problem with Jump. Yeah, sure, there's a million Van Halen songs I like more, but
Ralph, have you ever noticed that the audio on the video for Jump is a different mix of the song than what came out?
Because Dave goes, oh,
yeah,
in the video. That's not on the album. Wayne didn't know that.
no, I did not. I'll have to go back and take a look at that. Ralph, guys, are you familiar with the band out of Jacksonville called Fortune Child? If you have any thoughts, I had no idea.
Never heard of them.
If Manny was here, maybe he would know. I hit the damn thing and everything went haywire here. Hold on. When are they going to get around to making 12-inch Eddies? Oh, he must be talking about figures.
12-inch Eddie. I've got one over here. I've Number the Beast. It's a great big huge Number the Beast, and he's got the little devil, and I've got a Somewhere in Time as well. I think it's an 18-inch figure.
Yeah, I remember that. Place
I'll sell them to you. The price is right.
Yeah.
You got too much shit. I need to get rid of it.
I've seen the Somewhere in Time where
Thanks, Mitch. Yeah, Mitch likes my shirt. Yeah, my Thin Lizzy Harley Davidson shirt.
That's awesome.
Did you ever guys see the Thunder? I think we talked about that already. Thunder Road, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about the Judas Priest thing still. Ralph's best quote: "I want you to enjoy what I think sucks."
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on 80s Leatherwolf? I only heard like maybe 2 Leatherwolf songs.
I love Leatherwolf.
Yeah, the first 2 records, man. I mean, Street Ready's good too, but they had 2 albums called Leatherwolf.
Yeah.
The one that was like an independent release, and then they got signed to Island Records. So yeah, those both are great. I never got a chance to see them. I saw Michael, the singer, do a solo gig once at a charity event, but then I saw the new Leatherwolf. They played M3 about 2 years ago, and it was the original drummer, and I think everybody else was new. Maybe there was a couple of young guys that probably weren't even born when the debut album came out, but they were good. They were really good, but it wasn't the same Leatherwolf.
Yeah. And I went on about the album.
Do you guys like Venom?
I love Venom. Huge fan.
Yep.
Favorite album?
Probably Welcome to Hell.
That's mine. Welcome to Hell.
Really?
Yeah. Been a long time Legion member.
I got the original Welcome to Hell nice vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
That brings a poster.
Mm-hmm.
Some rare shit.
Believe it or not, I don't have an original Welcome to Hell vinyl. I have an original black metal vinyl, but I have the original Welcome to Hell picture disc and black metal picture disc. I guess I just had those for years, and I always played the cassettes, and I would just never picked up the album. And I have repress. I got that box set that came out a few years ago that had all the vinyl in it. It's really nice. But I've got a ton of other Venom rarities, singles, and stuff like that.
I was in Manhattan. What? There's terrible feedback again. Could you move your microphone?
Doing anything with it? I can cut it off.
Yeah, cut it off. I don't even think it comes through.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's leave it off.
I was in Manhattan. There used to be tons of music stores in Manhattan on what the hell's the name of the street? I think it was Canal Street or St. Mark Street or whatever. Mm-hmm. And there was one store that had tons of like used CDs and pretty cheap, and there was a bunch of Venom stuff in there. One of the albums I grabbed was a newer one. I think it's called Resurrection. That one was really good. I think that's when they all kind of got back together.
I love that album.
Yeah, they got back together, and Abaddon had left, and they brought Cronus's brother Anton in on drums, and there's a ton of double bass drumming on that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, and it sounds really good. It sounds like they finally know how to play their instruments. It's really
good. Manus actually became a really, really good guitar player over the years from when they started, in like 1979 or whatever, Yeah.
Yeah. What are your guys' 3 favorite band mascots?
My favorite, and the band's not that great. They have a great album, but my favorite mascot, oh my God, what's his name now? Alistair Feed.
Oh yeah, Alistair Fiend's great.
I love,
I thought you were going to say Hatchet Head by the Bullet Boys.
I don't even know that.
I thought he was going to say the Seal from Riot.
Hey, I like, sometimes he's Tior and sometimes he's Johnny. Yeah. The Seal from Riot. Yeah, I like him. He's scary. I like him a lot. Did you guys see, as she shared a post about it today, there's a 4-part Riot documentary coming out on YouTube starting next week.
Ooh.
And goes through each era of Riot that filmmakers put it together, and it's going to be free to watch on YouTube.
Oh, very cool.
Each I think over the week he's putting out each part during the whole week. That should be really interesting. It's called Immortal Soul.
That sounds good.
It's one of their albums.
Yeah.
I think it was their last album.
The last one with Mark. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also like Eddie, but only drawn by Derek Riggs.
Yeah, totally, man.
I think after Derek Riggs stopped, there's nothing exciting about this dude that's drawing Eddie now.
I've always liked
a bunch of different people drawing Eddie now. Is it the same guy?
I don't know if it's the same guy, but all I know is Derek Riggs, everything he did with Eddie back then, I loved it.
Yeah, it's great stuff. I also like Charlie from Overkill.
You mean the one that Overkill ripped that off from Avenged Sevenfold.
That's right.
Yeah. Eddie's my favorite, but I do like some of the newer Eddie artwork, and I did like Dance of Death, not the cover with all those stupid computerized people dancing around, but when it was just Eddie like standing there by himself, that Eddie looked like really, really cool.
The Reaper Eddie, yeah. The Eddie looked cool on that album cover. It's the rest of the stuff that was surrounding him that looked so silly.
So stupid.
Yeah.
And The Matter of Life and Death, that was a really good one too. But Eddie's the best. I mean, you can't really get any better than that. And Snaggletooth. Eddie's cool, man.
Snaggletooth's awesome. The Knot Man's cool. I like the Knot Man.
Knot Man's cool. He disappeared though for a while, and then he came back.
Because Anthrax is ashamed of themselves. Yeah. They're like Bon Jovi. I saw this thing. I think it was either Eddie Trunk or somebody was bitching about it. Bon Jovi released a book like several years ago, and there was not one picture of hair metal Bon Jovi in the whole book.
Wow.
Not one. It's like, dude, that was when you were famous. Like, that's when you broke,
That's the only Bon Jovi I like is hair metal Bon Jovi. I don't give a shit about Bruce Springsteen Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
Never liked him. This is a question for Ralph. Would there ever be a Rock and Metal Combat podcast episode on Nazareth and Loudness?
I can't see why not. I will predict right now, as far as Nazareth goes, it's a slight possibility Ian will like it. As far as Loudness goes, Ian will fucking hate it. I mean, hate it, because he hates metal.
Somebody likes your shirt, Tony. Says very cool.
Yep, thank you.
No narrative. We snuck into Seagull into Baltimore in 1982 by writing Stamp on Our Hands. Didn't know who was playing, and it turned out to be Slayer. Come on, people, give us questions. Where's all the questions?
So, while you all think of a question, let's talk a little bit about Christmas music.
Okay.
I brought a few pieces in here that
why don't you go first, Dio?
Okay, so I posted this on Facebook the other day. This is like my favorite Christmas record, probably by the Greedies.
Oh yeah.
So
The Sex Pistols and Phil
Yeah,
Lynott.
so you got Paul Cook and Steve Jones from Sex Pistols right after Sex Pistols broken up. Now this is 1979 when this came out, and it's Phil Lynott from Thin Lizzy. He taught those guys into possibly let's start a new project or something. So they decided to record a song, and he got Scott Gorham in on guitar and Brian Downey, of course. So they have two drummers, and I think they may have done a few like little appearances other than just the TV shows and maybe some charity things or something. And some other people took part in. I think maybe Jimmy Bain and Chris Spedding and maybe a few other folks. But yeah, they do a mashup of "We Wish You a Merry Christmas" and "Jingle Bells." So they call it a Merry Jingle. But it's pretty cool, and you can see it on YouTube. There's a couple of clips of them lip syncing on some different British TV shows.
I saw a thing on YouTube yesterday because I played I did my radio show yesterday and I was doing some Christmas songs and I found a song with Phil and the Sex Pistols. Is that what that is?
That's what it is. Yeah,
Okay.
Merry Jingle. Yeah, it was actually covered on this CD by the Pretty Maids. Pretty Maids had a Christmas CD called In Santa's Claus,
Yeah.
and they do a cover of a Merry Jingle on this.
A little side note: Phil Lynott's mom hated Jimmy Bain.
Oh yeah, she really did. She felt that he was one of the main druggies that kind of drug Phil down.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Another classic from Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas with the Devil. I remember seeing Spinal Tap perform that on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, they did.
And I was laughing. God, it was so funny.
I
was so disappointed when I bought the Spinal Tap. This is Spinal Tap soundtrack finally, and this wasn't on it. I think they may have added this on it as a bonus track now, but originally it wasn't on it.
So that's the original version because Break Like the Wind, they re-recorded it, right?
Okay. And Ralph mentioned something the other day. We were talking about Christmas songs. He said his favorite was Heavy Christmas, 220 Volt. This is one of the bonus tracks on this album.
I have the actual single on vinyl of that.
That's killer. Yeah. And I love the Merry Christmas, Everybody by Slade. There is a funny YouTube video where someone's just re-recorded the opening line of "Are you hanging up your stockings on the wall?" They just keep repeating it all over. The whole song is nothing but just those words, and man, it just cracks me up every time that I see it. I love The Darkness. They did a song called Christmas, the Christmas Time, Don't Let the Bells End. Another cool song. And then, of course, it's not a Christmas song, but one of the greatest Christmas album covers ever. Motorhead as Santa.
I got that at the art sale a couple years ago for like $1.
I mean, I got some other stuff on CDs, TSO stuff, Rob Halford's Christmas album. So we have to play Christmas music at work. So I just got a lot of stuff that I can just rip and just let it play on a playlist, and it can be rock and roll stuff. We don't have to listen to the, I'm not going to play Do They Know It's Christmas because I don't want to hear that freaking Bono sing that line. Yeah, fuck that, But this is the greatest one.
That's King the Diamond, best one ever.
No Presents for Christmas. You get 2 album covers with that one.
I remember I used to go to a record store and I saw that thing all the time, and I'm like, who is this freaking weirdo with the makeup and everything? And
that's one of the first things he released, I think, as a solo artist after Merciful Fate, wasn't it, Ralph?
Yep, it was the first one.
The first thing he released with Karen.
Yeah, I wish I would have bought that back then.
Yeah,
I still got it, and they re-released it with a lame ass cover.
Yeah, I don't like the cover. They did a reissue a few years ago on Picture Disc, and had changed the background to green. Yeah. And now they've reissued it with a new cover, and I don't like it at all.
New cover is terrible. Terrible. Yeah. Some questions here. Queen 2 is going to be 50 years old soon. Thoughts on the album?
My favorite Queen album, hands down, and coming soon. Maybe tomorrow, or either tomorrow or Saturday. Bjorn Rune Nelson, a heavy donator of this channel, sent me a donation to do the top 10 Queen songs. So be looking
lots of good stuff.
My favorite Queen album. Love that album. Love the hell out of it. Or Great Battle is like the first thrash song.
Yeah.
total proto thrash. That song.
Yeah. Did Testament do a cover of that?
I think so. And
Yeah.
Raven did a great cover.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Seven Seas of Rye is a really great song.
Yeah, Seven Seas of Rye. Yeah.
And Attack of the Black Queen, forget it.
Mhm.
That album, you know, it's just
Been a while since I listened
for
to
the
it.
longest time it was Brian May's favorite Queen album. But now Brian May says the best Queen album is Made in Heaven.
That has to be the most iconic Queen photo as well.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just we always remember that from the beginning of Bohemian Rhapsody video.
Oh, yeah, and that's the thing. When I was a little kid, I thought that was the album that brought Bohemian Rhapsody.
Mm-hmm.
And then I bought Killer Queen the next year on 45, and the picture was that.
Mm-hmm.
Put it on the Killer Queen single as well. And then finally they did the video like 2 years later with that image.
Very interesting. Are we excited for the Netflix documentary? And he wonders who.
I'm excited to see how it's going to be on Netflix. But
yeah, I'm excited to see if it even happens.
Yeah.
Is Don on some weird medication? I mean, not only did he say Netflix is doing a documentary, he actually said he picked the actor to play him. It's like, Netflix is that flexible, you know? Yeah, go ahead, pick the cast. Pick the cast, Don.
They might be. I mean,
hell to pay.
People are canceling their Netflix subscriptions. I don't know if you guys have Netflix, but they're doing so many foreign type movies and TV shows. They're not really doing like a lot of American stuff. A lot of it's like overdubbed. So a lot of people aren't liking that.
Yeah, it's some that if the show's really good, it doesn't matter. I mean, there's been a few on there that I've really got into, and I can just overlook it. But yeah, sometimes they can get on your nerves when they're, you know, because I'm one of those people, like, it drives me crazy when a movie or something's off a bit from the and the, you know, mouth or whatever doesn't sync up with the sound. Yeah, but it's been a few on there that I enjoyed.
Do you like reading the movies?
No, I'm not much into the subtitles because I look down too much.
I do. I always put the subtitles because I'm half deaf.
What?
What?
Talking to me?
What?
Huh?
What?
Somebody wants the Dokken song When Heaven Comes Down versus Grim Reaper's When Heaven Comes Down.
I go with Dokken.
I love both.
Yeah, I love both. Too, I go with Dokken.
But I got to go with Dokken because that opening riff is just so heavy.
Yep, that album rules.
Yeah,
Grim Reaper.
Best Dokken album.
Not one bad song on Tooth and Nail.
Nope.
What are your favorite Christmas songs done by heavy metal or rock artists?
All right, well, I really don't look. I'll tell you this right now. I love Christmas. I'm not a big Christmas music guy.
Yeah, me neither.
But there are exceptions. Like, I really like the Cheap Trick Christmas album.
Yeah, we play that one at work as well. Yeah.
Very rocking. It's a rocking album. And probably, and it's a very obscure song. I think my all-time favorite Christmas song is called What I Want. And it's a lame band, Sum 41. Is that the name of them? Sum 41? With Jack Black.
Okay. Never heard it. Need to look that one up.
Oh my God, dude. He's saying, like, it's a song of him saying what he wants for Christmas, the list that he wrote for Santa. And he's like, I know I haven't been nice, but I want, you know, a Motley Crue lunchbox, and I want Pamela Anderson's top. I want the Beatles copyright. Like, he keeps saying crazy things. And the song is complete Maiden. It's complete galloping. Like, the Sum 41 band is playing a metal song.
Yeah, those guys like metal a lot. So, yeah.
And the way Jack sings it, that is hands down my favorite Christmas song. And my favorite Christmas skit since I was a little kid, Cheech and Chong meets Santa Claus. I always loved that. They used to play it on the radio every fucking year. It was like this, you know, Cheech and Chong was a big deal when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
Those albums. And as far as I know, that Santa Claus was on none of their albums. And it was always a tradition every year to play during Christmas. And yes, I'm not a fan of Bruce Springsteen, but I like his What is the one that he does? I forgot.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Yeah.
I think.
I can't stand that. Clarence, Santa gonna bring you a new saxophone. God, it drives me crazy.
What?
Yeah.
It's Christmas time.
You're mentioning skits, man. I saw one today. I hadn't seen it in a while. It was a Saturday Night Live skit of they're doing Away in a Manger. It's Tonto, Frankenstein, and who was it?
They're all singing, right?
Yeah. God, what was it? Tarzan, Tonto, and Frankenstein singing. And it's Phil Hartman and John, what's his name? Larroquette or whatever his name. Not John Larroquette, but the guy that says he was married to Morgan Freeman. Morgan Fairchild.
Yeah, the liar guy. The
liar guy. Yeah. John, whatever his name.
You
You
know what chick he ended up with? That hot girl Nikki Sixx was married to that was in the Aerosmith video for Love in an Elevator. Like
Brandy Brandt.
Yeah, Phil Hartman ended up with him.
Wow, good for Phil.
Yeah, right. That was fucking awesome.
You mean John?
John, him.
Yeah, John Lovitz. Yeah, because
Phil
Hartman's wife killed him. So
Phil Hartman was such a treasure, dude.
Yeah, he was.
That guy was so funny. I love Troy McClure.
Yeah,
you know me.
Yeah.
That guy's voice was the best. And I love his Frank Sinatra when he had with Sinead O'Connor. Yeah, she's a cute ball chick or some shit like that. Turn off cue ball. He was awesome.
I love the I'm not a big Christmas song guy either, like you, Ralph, but I love the Ramones song, Merry Christmas, I Don't Want to Fight Tonight.
I Don't Want to Fight Tonight, yeah.
And my favorite's the King Diamond, No Presents for Christmas. I remember hearing that for the first time. I'm just like, that's just, so cool.
Cheap Trick does a version of the Merry Christmas, I Don't Want to Fight Tonight on their Christmas album as well. Yeah.
It's good stuff, man. I highly recommend. And I'm not a Christmas guy, and I love that Cheap Trick album.
Yeah, I stay with the classics. I don't like all the new Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
If you guys aren't listening to metal or hard rock, what or who do you prefer to listen to?
I listen to ABBA, Letters Cleo, the Beatles, the Stones, Supertramp. Just one album though of Supertramp. Crime of the Century, I think, is a masterpiece. What else? There's a bunch. Jeff Bunkley, Grace is an amazing album. There's a bunch of stuff I love listening to that's not metal, but it all takes a backseat to metal.
I have to go with more some of the new wave stuff. I mean, I love Devo. I need to watch you did New Traditionalist versus Freedom of Choice. I need to watch that. I love both of those albums. I love Men at Work. Love Rick Springfield. Big fan of him. Those 80s albums. Just stuff like that,
Yeah. I love
some country. I like old country, like Waylon, stuff like Johnny Cash, stuff like that, Me and a buddy will hang out a couple times a week, and we always end up back on YouTube at the end of the night. Linda will go to bed, and we're sitting there just surfing, watching something. We always end up on the Hee Haw channel on YouTube, watching old episodes of Hee Haw. He just trips that I know who all these people are. I'm like naming all these obscure country guys and stuff, just because that's what I grew up. My dad was a big fan of that stuff, and we watched Hee Haw every Saturday when I was a little kid.
Roy Clark is one of the greatest guitar players.
He tears it up, man. God, he's so good. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Well, Wayne, talk. I know we know you're a Swiftie.
Yeah, I am a Swiftie. I love Taylor Swift. 1984. That's the best album ever, I think, ever released. No, I only listen to metal. I don't listen to anything else. No, I love the Killers. I'm a huge Weezer fan. Who else? I love a lot of synth pop. There's a band, kind of a newer band that's been out, and that guy's been on my show a few times. Vision Video is a really cool band. God, what else do I love Greta Van Fleet. Yeah, stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff that I don't listen to just mainly metal. Sometimes you just need to mellow out and listen to something a little bit not so metal.
I own the first two Michael Bolton albums.
Oh my God.
When he was hard rock. And Bruce
I
Kulick
know.
from Kiss is on guitar.
I know. Very strange, very strange. But hey, I guess everybody starts out somewhere, right?
Yep. Well, I think he recorded a cover of what was it, Sitting on the Dock of the Bay or something. And I think someone said, you could make more money doing this kind of stuff than trying to be a hard rocker.
Yeah. Shame.
Yeah. So
I wonder what we could have had if he would have stayed into the hard rock.
Well, he was one of the wasn't he one of the names that came up to audition for Sabbath at one point or something?
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I guess we were talking about the mascots, and somebody said, "How about the Y&T robot?"
Oh yeah, who was played on stage by John Nyman, who is their current second guitarist in the band. He started out, he was off-stage keyboardist and backing vocalist for the band back on the In Rock We Trust tour, and then they needed somebody to wear the costume and come out, so he would put it on and walk out as the robot as well.
I actually saw that. I saw that tour.
Wow, that's awesome.
Opening for Twisted Sister.
Mm-hmm.
It was Twisted Sister, Y&T, and opening act Dokken, Tooth and Nail.
Wow, killer
lineup. And Stay Hungry.
Wow, that's awesome.
Another band I just thought of, The Mission or The Mission UK. They're really good. I don't know if you guys heard of them. No.
Yeah. I like
a lot of 70s, just 70s rock stuff too, or like Alan Parsons Project and stuff like that.
I'm a big fan of yacht rock, believe it or not.
Really?
Some of that stuff's really cool.
I like Huey Lewis. I love Huey Lewis.
I love Huey Lewis. Oh yeah, that's another one. Yeah, Sports album is just brilliant. Love it. Hey Ralph, have you watched Midnight Special has a YouTube channel now, and they put up all these old clips. Look up Christopher Cross Ride Like the Wind when he plays it live. He's doing the guitar solo at the end. I mean, he is ripping at the end. And, I don't know if you ever heard that story about supposedly he filled in for Blackmore once with Deep Purple. Wherever he's from originally, they were playing his town, Deep Purple. I didn't say a time frame. So I'm kind of thinking it may have been like In Rock, maybe like, the original version of the band with Rod Evans, possibly. They didn't really specify what year it was. Supposedly they were going to play a show, and Blackmore was sick, and the promoter was wigging out because they were going to pull out. They didn't have a guitar player. They got anybody that can fill in. And he says, "Yeah, I know this guy, Chris Cross. He can come in and do it." And he came in and played guitar for Deep Purple that night. And the reason I kind of figured it had to be from that period, because they did a lot of covers in the early days. Maybe that's why they brought him in, and they said, "What songs do you know?" And they just pulled off the show. But I was like, wow, Christopher Cross in Deep Purple. But then when you see him ripping just killer guitar solo and Ride Like the Wind on Midnight Special, you're like, wow, this guy could really play. Yeah, look up Ride Like the Wind from Midnight Special. And it's amazing. I was just blown away that he was that good of a guitarist. Because I just always just think of the songs, you hear the songs and stuff, and I've heard his stuff for years,
I
but I don't know his records.
A couple of years ago, I went to go see my friend's band that was a cover band of yacht rock. And he was the drummer of the band. And the singer was moving. And the drummer said, "Dude, would you fill in yacht rock?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude, I would love to, So they gave me a list of songs to learn. And one of the songs was, what was it? One of the Sammy Hagar hits. "Your Love Is Driving Me Crazy," that one. And I called the drummer and I said, "Dude, I can't cover this song. It's against my religion. I can't do it." So the drummer said, "Well, let me call the captain, because I shit you not, the leader of the band was captain for a yacht rock band, right?"
Yeah.
So he called the
captain. Wear the hat.
Yeah, he called the captain. He said, "Look, man, this guy can't do the Sammy Hagar song." And the captain said, "Well, tell him that he has to, or I'm not even going to see him audition." So I
you stuck to your guns. Okay.
I couldn't do it anyway. You know, I'd be like up there beating myself in the face singing that shit.
Would you have done? Now I know you said that you liked "Love Walks In." So would you have sang that if they had asked you to sing that?
Yes, I would have done it, but it would have sounded like shit because I can't sing like that with that high.
There's a Bee Gees tribute that's coming through my area. They're playing in my hometown, and they have a full band behind them. And I was thinking about going to see them. They're playing in a couple weeks, but Mike Flitz that plays in Riot now, Riot 5, Riot, who's been in Riot for years. He's the guitar player in this band. That's like his main gig when he's not. And his wife is one of the backing vocalists. So I was thinking about, going to see him.
Yeah, if you want to make money, you got to do a cover band.
Yeah,
cover bands bring in people, man. Nobody wants to hear original material except for us knuckleheads.
Can you give us a little bit of Love Comes Walking In, if you can?
Contact, asleep or awake. I don't remember the lyrics. I remember that little.
That's pretty good.
That's not bad.
It's not bad, man.
Love comes walking.
Some kind of alien. He always said this song's about aliens.
Yeah,
because he was abducted and butt raped by aliens.
Probed.
Yeah.
Any thoughts? Any thoughts on Sebastian Bach's new song and him performing the first Skid Row record again live for his upcoming tour?
Well, I've already seen him perform the first Skid Row record. He's doing this shit again. Because I saw the 30th anniversary at the Kiss Cruise show, and I saw him do All Play with Ryan. The new song that he just released fucking rules. I mean,
I thought it was great. Yeah.
Rules hard. It's amazing. I love it.
I haven't heard it.
Yeah.
Really into Pentagram lately? You all dig them?
No.
Oh yeah.
You don't like Pentagram? Why?
I'm not a Pentagram fan.
They were a band that I wish I had discovered earlier because it's amazing because they've been around as long as they have, man. But the first official released record that they did, I think it came out in like 83 or something. Relentless. I love that album. I mean, the riffs on there are just killer. I mean, it's just a really good record. And I've been lucky enough to see him a few times since Bobby somewhat got his shit together and they were able to tour a little bit, but yeah, that documentary is something else, man. I tell you.
I did see it. There's a story that Bobby Kiss.
Right. Gene Simmons,
wanted to buy a song off Pentagram.
Yeah.
They came to watch him rehearse that time.
Yeah. And they wanted a song, but they didn't want them to have credit. Like Gene and Paul were going to take the credit.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes you wonder, how many Kiss songs are like that? Maybe there are a bunch of Kiss songs that they got credit that they didn't write, Because, man, in the 70s, and this was during the 70s, man, Kiss had just maybe 2 songs I didn't like from 8 albums.
What was the band? What was the band that they were called, the All-Star Band or something that did King of the Nighttime World originally?
Oh, that was King Fowley, or is that his name, right?
No, you're talking about Kim Fowley wrote Flaming Youth, but I'm talking about King of the Nighttime World was originally recorded by another band.
No, but go look at the credits. I'm positive Kim Fowley has a writing credit on King of the Nighttime.
He may, but this song was recorded by another band, so maybe he shopped it to him or something. But I think
the Hollywood Stars.
Hollywood Stars. That's it.
I could be wrong, but I thought he was a member of that band. I don't know.
No, I did know he was on Flaming Youth, and I think he's on Do You Love Me too. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, maybe. But anyhow, that band, like you said, what'd you say they were called?
Hollywood Stars.
Hollywood Stars. Yeah, there's a version of their King of the Nighttime World on YouTube.
Speaking of Kiss, people love Kiss talk.
Oh yeah.
Recently, Ace Frehley came out saying, "I hope they do the avatars because I'll get paid for my space makeup." Do you all think that he has any rights to that space makeup? I don't think so.
I thought that he still did, and that they had to pay him I thought it was some kind of agreement when they did the reunion in '96.
No.
Well, you know, to bring up something else too, Ralph. Will you remember when "Kiss My Ass" tribute album first came out? It didn't have Ace's makeup on the kid because they supposedly couldn't use it due to copyright issues, and it could be because Ace owned the copyright on it.
Yeah, but now you don't, because man, look, with all the problems Ace had with Kiss, don't you think at least once he would have said, "All right, well, fuck you, give me my makeup back." You know what I mean?
Unless he likes that money coming in, you know.
No, but he could have strong armed them and said, "I'll let you have the Kiss makeup, but you gotta pay me more." And then they have to.
And then Tommy would be wearing the Unk. Possibly.
That would be fun.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think he owns it. And
I sent you guys that. I sent you guys that thing the other day about. I think it was just a fake story about Gene was going to tour South America with Bruce and Eric Singer and Todd. What's the guy's name that plays?
Kearns, I think.
Todd Kearns. Yeah. Yeah, I sent it to a friend of mine who's like good friends with Bruce, and he says, no, Bruce said that's false.
Yeah, Gene would never do that. There's no money in that. Gene would want money, and there's no money in Revenge. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people love that album, but touring wise, it was a flop.
Yeah. I could see him playing with those guys though. I could see him doing a band like he's been doing his solo shows and just have Eric and Bruce.
I could see that, but it's not going to bring in more people. You know, as Gene will go out there. I would love to see the Gene Simmons band because they're awesome. You know, I seen them with Ace, and they're a fucking awesome band. And I'd love to see Gene do Charisma. You know, I think that would be really cool.
Jordan Davidson said my favorite band mascots are Tommy Thayer and Eric Singer. That's great.
I found a thing from 2014, and somebody asked if Ace and Peter own the rights to their makeup, and Paul Stanley answered no because they both sold it.
Yeah, I believe that liar, that hypocritical liar, is telling the truth.
Yeah. Oh. Man, that meme you put up yesterday of Hagar and Roth about you're a lot like the kid, you're not getting anything for Christmas. God, that was hilarious.
Hilarious. I see that all over the place now.
I'm part of a group called Sammy Hagar Sucks, and they come up with the greatest memes. I love that group. And the other day, some chick got in the group saying, Sammy Hagar sucks, fuck you all. And the comments were great after that. And then I left a comment saying, how many horse dicks do you think she can fit in her mouth? I say 3. Which is one more than Sammy Hagar could fit in his mouth. And it turned out she was still there. She was still there, and she got pissed at me. And I was like, oops.
Well,
I thought she left.
Best 80s Grim Reaper album cover. They only have 80s albums.
I love the first one the best.
Yeah, the first one's classic. Yeah, it was done by what's the guy that did the book about Ozzy and stuff?
That's the motorcycle one coming through the church, or is that the one on the
that's the second album.
That's okay. I like the one with the wind coming out of the window.
What was the guy's name? Ralph. He did the album art for that. He did a book about Ozzy and went on Sabbath. He had like 3 names. I can't think of the name. I had to look up the album.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who did look it up? Who did the artwork for it, Wayne?
I'm getting there. Keep
but he was an author as well. And he did
the third album was a little too cartoony.
He did a book about Ozzy where they interviewed everybody that had been in Ozzy except for Ozzy and Sharon. So it was like pretty much the truth.
Right.
But he had Gary Sharp Young. That was his name.
Okay. Yeah, that's right there.
Yeah. Gary Sharp Young.
You are smart, man.
That third Grim Reaper album was too cartoony for me.
The album cover is very cool. I like the album though. I thought the album was good.
What was that?
Lust for Freedom.
Yeah, Lust for Freedom.
That was the first album I ever bought based on the album cover. I just thought it looked so cool.
Suck It and See.
Yeah. that song was on their original demo before they got signed.
Right.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's how far back that song went. Yeah.
That video, Rock Like Hell, Easy O's in the video.
Yep. Yep.
Better comeback
Great
album.
band.
Joey
Better-
Belladonna too, right? I think.
Yep, he sure is.
Better comeback album. Doc and Lightning Strikes or Rat Infestation.
I'm gonna go Infestation.
That album's phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't think Lightning Strikes was that great. It was okay, but I didn't think it really it wasn't as good as Erase the Slate by any means. Yeah.
Do you guys like the band Savage?
Which Savage?
I don't know. They just said
Was he-
Savage.
Does he say anything about albums or anything?
No,
Talking about Loose and Lethal Savage?
Either one.
Yeah, Loose and Lethal Savage, new wave of British heavy metal band. Yeah, I like them.
Yeah, they're great.
I think there's another band called Savage now. You know, there's all these young bands coming out. They're using names that were used 40 years ago. They just cannot look it up and see that there was already a band that had several albums out.
You know, there was a Thrasher Die before it.
Really?
But they played Metallica covers.
You
know, like that don't count.
Yeah, it's like someone sent me a couple years ago. They were like, "Man, I saw where the Four Horsemen are back together and they're playing some shows." And I was like, "Dude, that's a Metallica tribute band. It's not the Deaf American band, you know."
Tony, what was the best time you saw Manowar live, and what roughly was the set list like?
The best was the first time I saw them. They played at Jack's in Northern Virginia. I saw them 3 times. And it was a pretty good mix of stuff. I think it was the Louder Than Hell tour, so they mixed it up pretty well. The second time I saw them was in a small club in North Carolina, and it was not a big crowd there at all for that one. And then the third time I saw them, they were on tour with Rhapsody, and it was at the same venue that I had saw them previously, and it was packed in there. It was so packed you could almost not even enjoy the show because it was just so many people packed in there. So the first time I saw them was the greatest. But no, I'm not going to the one show that they're doing in the US that they're charging $200 tickets for.
Right. Oh my God, that mic is killing me.
There's no mic on now at all.
I don't know what that is.
What it is.
I don't know. The way concert tickets are now, it sounds kind of normal.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just who knows? It might be the greatest Manowar show ever, or you may just go and they, play 7 songs, extended versions, and you get a 20-minute bass solo. And
Joey said they're bringing the whole crew, the whole 40 people crew, and making it like the German and the UK shows that they do, and it's going to be a whole big production. I would like to go see it. It's where they're playing too. I saw Merciful Fate there last year, and it's a very nice place, really nice place, and the sound is really good too, and there's really not a bad seat in that whole place either. So it will be a good show if they actually do show up and do the show. But I don't know. The tickets are pretty expensive, I think.
If you've never seen them, go. I mean, I'd love to see them with Michelangelo Badio on guitar. I think that's kind of interesting. But I can just wait for some video.
Yeah.
He's a trip, man. He came to I run a music store, and it's a chain of just a few stores, and he's been twice and done clinics for us because we were a Dean guitar dealer for a while, and he came and did clinics. Real cool guy. He tripped out that I had like the Holland record. He was in a band called Holland before Nitro. And he's real cool guy, real nice. But he's left Dean now, and he's with some like Sawtooth Guitars or something like that.
Okay, I've heard of that. Yeah.
Did they ever recover that guitar that guitar he had that he played on? It was.
He said that. So he had the double neck, but they had the one that got stolen was the 4-neck one. Oh. And I mean, what do you do with that? I mean, you just can't show
steal it.
Yeah, you can't just show up in a pawn shop with it. It's like a couple of years, before Johnny Winter died, someone stole his he has a good little guitar. It's like a Steinberger. It's called a Laser, and someone stole that. I'm like, it's well known that's Johnny Winter's guitar. If he goes to any pawn shop and tries to hawk it, It's just, but yeah, they never recovered it. He said. Probably at the bottom of the lake somewhere or something.
Probably a mega fan that doesn't want to part with it.
Yeah. Crazy.
Any thoughts on Steve Jones and the Neurotic Outsiders with Matt Sorum, Andy Taylor, and Duff McKagan?
Never listened to it.
I
Never listened to it.
No.
Interesting lineup, just never listened to it.
How good was Black Oak, Arkansas?
They were a killer band. Really, I saw them in the early '90s or mid '90s. They had some version. It was still Ricky Lee and Jim Dandy were still fronting the band. But yeah, they were killer back in the day. It's amazing to think about how big that band was in the early '70s. They were a huge act. There's a couple of documentaries out you can find on YouTube about them. I mentioned earlier about Judas Priest doing "Race with the Devil," the Gun cover, and look up. There's a video of Black Oak, Arkansas. I think they had changed their name to just Black Oak, and he had kind of reformed the band at the time, and he had 3 guitarists, and they're doing "Race with the Devil," and it's on I guess it's Midnight Special or Don Kirshner's rock concert, but you can find it online, and it's really shitty quality, but God, they kill on that song, man. The 3 guitarists, and they're really playing it live. They're not lip syncing, because it's like one of the guitar players is doing a solo and he's not even in the mix. You can barely hear him. It's killer, but such an over the top, like Guitar Mageddon type situation. Really cool.
Who is the biggest name band still touring and recording music? Do you guys think should call it quits? They're a shell of what they used to be.
None. There's a lot of bands I won't go see, but you see, people still want to see Motley Crue. If any band should stop, it's them.
Yeah,
I agree. But if people want to see it, fuck it. Did you hear? I should do a news report on this. That Motley Crue just canceled their New Year's Eve show.
Yeah.
They canceled it because some guy online saw that it sold 25% of the audience of the arena. Only 25% was sold. So that's why they canceled it, lack of ticket sales, which shows Motley Crue cannot go out there and play arenas. And if they're gonna play a stadium, it better be with another band.
Yeah.
Def Leppard and shit. And Nikki Sixx is trying to make moves to have Guns N' Roses go on tour. And if Guns N' Roses goes out on tour, Motley Crue, Motley's not headlining any of those shows.
No.
But I don't think they're fuck Motley Crue. But if you enjoy it, go see it. Enjoy your fakeness. You got a drummer that hates being there, a bass player that hates being there, a guitar that loves being there. And Vince is like, dude, Vince is the most Motley Crue member of everybody in that band, because that guy still loves those creepy songs. Like when Motley Crue is not playing, he's out there doing those songs with his solo band. The guy's constantly, out there because he loves that music. He's the most Motley Crue member of Motley Crue, I think.
Are you about to get arrested, Ralph?
Huh?
Are you about to get arrested?
I hear
cops coming for you?
Yeah, that is from here, actually.
Yeah.
They're coming to take him away, haha.
I dumped the hitchhiker this morning in the Everglades, and I wiped down all the fingerprints in my car. I'm good.
Someone wants to know: is the boa a mascot for Alice Cooper? I don't really consider.
Not really. Just one of his props.
Yeah.
That's not a question. Speaking of Dokken, probably my favorite intro to an album, Without Warning, into Tooth and Nail. What are some of your guys' favorite intros into an album?
Well, my favorite intro of all time is The Hellion.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
That's the greatest opening for any album. But yeah, I loved that Dokken intro, and I love Shout the Devil. That whole
in the beginning. I was going to say in the beginning. Some of them don't even have titles. I mean, I love the opening, of Fight Fire with Fire from Metallica.
Yeah. Walls of Jericho into Ride the Sky.
Oh yeah, that's another good one for sure.
And what's that other Halloween one? Off Better Than Raw. I don't know the name of it. I think it's got like a long title. But that's a cool one. That first Deliberately Limited, Primarily Prelude Period in Z. into the song Push, which is my least favorite Halloween song ever. But that intro, that instrumental thing before that song, that's like one of my favorite intros. Really cool. What else we got? Carpenter is more hardcore than Slayer. Prove me wrong. Karen Carpenter is more hardcore than Slayer.
I'm not gonna prove you wrong, you idiot. What the hell are you smoking?
Did you guys ever hear the demo album from a band called Razor White? Sorry, from '87, I think.
No,
I haven't heard
it. I'm familiar with it. I think I've heard it in the past. They were from were they from like Louisiana or somewhere? I think Phil Anselmo had some ties to that band at one point, maybe pre-Pantera.
I'm not sure if you guys are fans of Spider-Man or not, but if you are, which Spider-Man actor was your favorite? Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, or Tom Holland?
I like the cartoon.
I like the guy that played him in the live action series from the late 70s, early 80s. Yeah. I don't know who he was, but he's great.
I don't know either. But I remember that show. I used to watch it. It was always on too for like Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
All the time. I used to love that. But I like Tobey Maguire and Tom Holland. I think is that the last one that played Spider-Man? He was pretty good too. Yeah, but Tobey Maguire was good. A lot of people didn't like him. What's the worst rock Christmas song?
Do they know it's Christmas? Maybe
I don't know if it's rock, but that Paul McCartney song.
You don't like that one either, huh?
Okay.
Oh my God, that song annoys the piss out of me.
A guy from my job, he can't stand it. I actually like it because it's kind of cool because it's just Paul McCartney like doing all his voice melodies and stuff like that. And just I could just see him pushing buttons down on a keyboard just to make those sounds, you know. But
talking about the simply having a wonderful Christmas. Yeah. I've got one. Kelly Osbourne, "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas" is awful. She's singing out of key, and it's just really bad. I remember when I was working at Sanctuary, they were trying to get Ozzy when Ozzy was kind of a free agent for a while. I think they were trying to get Ozzy to sign with Sanctuary, and so they did 2 Kelly Osbourne albums. I think to try to persuade Sharon to sign the contract, and it didn't happen. They released a single for "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas," just god awful. And I just remember it'd be like August or something, and you'd be sitting in the office or I'm in the warehouse doing stuff. And over the intercom, someone would take that CD and play it over the intercom like in the middle of August. And you could just hear people shouting from the various rooms, "Stop, make it stop."
I hate fucking Wham! Last Christmas. I hate that fucking song so much.
I never liked
that. You know, that Kelly Osbourne is lucky though, because she did that one TV show saying like bashing Trump. And she said, if you get rid of all the Latinos, who's going to clean your toilet, Mr. Trump? And like the whole crowd was like, "What the fuck?" And she's like, "Oh, I didn't mean it like that." Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
Because only Latins can scrub the toilet. You know, it's just a privileged little brat that's raised by this witch. And hey, I love Ozzy, but he's brain dead. Come on.
Yeah. Be real. I saw an article that says she regrets the plastic surgery she got done on her face.
Oh man, she looks horrible.
Terrible.
She looks totally different. She
looks weird, man.
Yeah.
It was like, you were looking good there. I mean, Sharon Osbourne's always been like unattractive to me.
Yeah.
Then by the time the Osbourne came around TV show, like she got, lost all that weight, and she was a very attractive woman, But
I saw an old photo. It was an old photo a couple weeks ago I saw on Facebook. It was a picture of Ozzy and Sharon from around 1987 or something, sitting on the couch together. And they're both wearing these they don't even look like they're even rockers. They just two normal folks that just live life or whatever. It didn't look like it's been Ozzy was growing his hair back after he cut it.
Actually, I have that picture because somebody got that picture and wrote on top of it the logo of the Roseanne show.
It kind of does, yeah. I could see that.
Yeah,
they look just like Tom Arnold and Roseanne or something in the photo. Yeah, it's crazy.
Any bands you guys like that have terrible singers?
No.
Any bands that we like that has terrible singers?
Yeah. Singers are very important.
Motley Crue.
yeah.
I like old
you admit that you like them.
I love Vince's voice in Shot of the Devil. And
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
His voice is, I think his best recordings really is that Exposed album. I think
that's a good album. It really is.
Phenomenal.
They're bands that I like that, have harsh vocals and stuff, but I mean, if I like the music enough, I can deal with the vocals.
If I had to pick, I would pick Chris. I can't pronounce his last name. Chris Bolton from
Gravedigger.
Gravedigger.
Yeah,
I like his voice. He fits with the band.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine anybody else singing, but his voice is pretty rough.
It's very harsh. Did you ever hear the album when they tried to go more commercial and they changed the name to Digger? Yeah. It not very.
That doesn't really work that well.
It doesn't really work at all.
And even Udo, and especially now, it just sounds like he just fucking gargles with rocks. You can't even understand a word he says at all.
Did you hear Udo do like a ballad? Like he did that.
Yeah.
He did that ballad with Doro.
Yeah.
But and Lemmy had a very rough voice, and you hear him do a ballad. It's just kind of odd, but it works.
It works. If they can get it to work, it's fine.
Yeah.
I think Elton John and Beach Boys have garbage Christmas songs. They're all right. The band's Christmas Must Be Tonight is one of the most underrated Christmas songs. It's so biblical. Never heard of it.
I think the Beach Boys are garbage, period.
Yeah, never been a fan. Who has more CDs, me or Tony?
Looks like Wayne has more than I've got.
Do you know what your count is? How much do you have?
Approximately maybe 4,000.
No, we got about the same.
I got 3,000.
3,000. Well, you're catching up.
I'm under you too, but yeah,
that's where you like to be, don't you?
I did a count one time, and yeah, it was like 3,000 something CDs.
Yeah, I put all my stuff on Discogs, so it was tallying up all my stuff. And
I do too. Yeah. But I don't have no CDs on Discogs. No. All my vinyl. Every time I get a vinyl, I go on Discog and write in the serial number and say I have it. So
I put everything in Discogs, and according to my Discogs, I have 7,421 pieces.
Wow. As a whole, everything. Wow. Jeez. He beats me.
That's CDs, albums, tapes, even 8-tracks.
Wow. Ralph seems to listen to everybody and anybody. How about Hardcore Superstar? They are awesome band. You guys like Hardcore Superstar?
I never heard.
Got one album by them. I can't remember which one it is. One that is from about 10 years ago. Good band. I just never really followed them that much.
Dreaming in the Casket, maybe. I think that's the name of one of the albums. I got all their albums. I love them. They're what do you call it? Like a kind of like Motley Crue, but way better. I lost the damn questions again. My finger slipped. Bear with me. Talk about something. Don't keep that air.
So Earache in My Eye says Christmas is overrated. I thought he was going to talk about the song Earache in My Eye. Yeah. I love that one.
Oh, I hate when this happens.
Korn was the first metal band that I ever heard.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. That wasn't metal. You didn't hear metal.
I listened to them for about 5 minutes.
Duran, Seven, and the Ragged Tiger, killer 80s album. Duran had a couple good songs.
Best live band you've never seen.
Best live band
best live band you've seen that never made it, I guess. I don't know. You didn't finish the thing.
So like a band that never made it,
Yeah, I guess.
God knows. I mean, there were so many bands I've seen over the years. It's like, wow, these guys are really good. Why aren't they huge?
I'll tell you what, all the way back in 1980, a band called Marseille. They opened for Heart. And they kind of looked like Def Leppard back then. They were all young kids, and they rocked, man. I read out about the album. The album wasn't as good as how they were live. But Marseille, that was a great live band. I saw way back in the day. And God, I've seen so many great bands that didn't make it that are amazing. Opening acts, he said?
No, just
bands in general. We had a band in North Carolina called Jam Pain Society. They were really good. They kind of mixed kind of groove metal with disco, and it was in the 90s. They were huge. They had a huge stage show and really, really good band that just never really did anything. And there was a band that was before my time that was really popular out of North Carolina that toured the East Coast back in the late 70s, early 80s, called Jesse Bolt. And I've seen videos of these guys, and they were amazing for their time. They actually even toured with Sabbath for a little bit on the, I think it was either the Heaven to Hell or Mob Rules tour. Did a couple shows with them.
You ever heard of a band called Possessor?
Or what?
Possessor? You ever heard of a
Possessor? Talking about they were from Virginia Beach.
Yep.
Yeah, they were good. I saw them like once, I think.
They were awesome, man.
Yeah,
when we played Virginia, it was with them.
Yeah.
And Spikes, and they did Metal Nights from Nasty Savage. It was fucking awesome.
I don't know whatever happened to those guys, man. I used to like run into one like the singer every once in a while at like a show or something, but I haven't seen any. He's not even. I don't think he's on social media anymore. Yeah, they were really cool.
That was
anybody hear the new Sadis LP?
The new what?
Sadis?
No,
I haven't either. Twisted Sister Christmas. That was a fucking terrible Christmas song.
Horrible,
terrible.
Play that one at work too. Some of it's okay, but
no, don't
not.
You know. Somebody likes the Greg Lakes "I Believe in Father Christmas." I like that song too. It's a good song.
The funny thing about the Twisted Sister record is it's got that they have that unique guitar tone.
It's
and
terrible.
You hear it on those songs, and it's almost like this detuned, doomy sounding guitar in the back. And speaking of which, you guys heard Dio, Tony Iommi, "God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen." That's probably the heaviest. You haven't heard that, Ralph?
Oh,
yes. It's on a metal Christmas compilation that came out a few years ago, and it's Dio and Tony Iommi. It's one of those ones like Bob Kulick would put together with different musicians. I think maybe Rudy Sarzo is on bass. I'm not sure if it's Simon Wright on drums, maybe. But it's Iommi and Dio doing "God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen," and it's like the heaviest Christmas song you ever heard. I mean, it sounds like it fits right on "The Devil You Know." You got to check it out. Yeah,
definitely got to hear that.
Yeah.
Somebody wants to hear your Paul Stanley voice, Ralph.
Paul Stanley of Kef. Look, I put up a. This blows my mind. I put up a video yesterday of Paul Stanley of Kef. And the amount of comments of people like, "I can never get enough. It never gets old, blah, 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 blah." I'm telling you, many dozens of comments like that. Then there's that one comment. "Yo, man, can you stop doing that? It's gotten old. I love it, but you don't." And I love doing it, you know. And I don't do it that much. People exaggerate. Oh, it's gone. No, I haven't done the Paul Stanley voice in weeks, you know. Whatever.
Fuck him. The Bengals. Just the Bengals. Anybody like the Bengals?
No, but that girl is super cute. Whoever her name was.
Susanna Hoffs.
Is Ralph a Great White fan?
Only the first album and the EP, On Your Knees. Metal Great White is all I like.
It's the best.
What box set would you like to see Kiss release in 2024?
The first album.
Yes.
That would be great.
I said this a few years ago, which that was a question. And I said, man, I would love to get like an app. Because, you know, Kiss recorded a lot of shows back then. I had one of the shows in there. That book would be godly with all the 73 pictures and the formation, the banded makeup. And you know they're going to throw in pictures nobody's seen before. And you know, it's weird with the first three Kiss albums. For the longest time, Harder Than Hell was my favorite. Then Dress to Kill. Now I think it's the first one. I think the first one is the best Kiss album of the first three.
It really is. A lot of really good songs on that. Zakk Wylde, under or overrated? Over.
Who?
Zakk Wylde.
Zakk Wylde. I think he's a good guitar player. I don't hate Zakk. I like him. I think he's a really good guitar player. He just kind of did that pitch harmonic thing so much that it kind of got annoying on stuff. But Pride and Glory is just one of my favorite records to pull out and listen to by him. He's just that was his best work to me.
Yeah, no, my favorite Zakk Wylde album is Book of Shadows.
I love that too. I think it's great.
That album is just phenomenal. I love Fighting Glory. I love Book of Shadows too.
Yeah.
And I liked not all, but a couple of the early Black Label stuff I liked. But man, it's been years since he released anything that I liked.
Yeah.
Everything he's released like the past 10 years.
He's got good songs. Black Label side, he had a few good songs, but overall, I thought their albums were just a lot of filler. Yeah, just and you talk about Kiss fans. The Black Label fans kind of get annoying to me with their fake biker cuts and stuff. I don't know. It's not my thing.
I was from Jersey, ain't no biker.
Yeah.
Better drummer, Marky Ramone or Richie Ramone? I'm going with Marky. He was really fast.
I like the Ramones a lot, but I couldn't tell you who played on what album.
Well, I'll go with Marky as well, but Tommy's the best, in my opinion.
Who was the original? Tommy?
Tommy.
Yeah. I would probably say Tommy because I like their early albums the best.
But Richie came afterwards. Well, didn't they have a drummer once called Elvis Ramone? They did.
Probably.
So. I don't know. I can't keep up with all the Ramones.
But Richie didn't last in band because Richie was like, yo, guys, man, all that T-shirt money, can I have some of it? And they kicked him out because of that.
I don't know.
The Ramones rule. I love the Ramones.
The Ramones were so good. Just another band that's all gone now. Jerry Reed fans? I have no idea who that is. I recognize the name, but
Jerry Reed. Hell yeah, he's a great guitar player, and he's the Snowman in Smokey and the Bandit, which Ralph was in a movie with him.
I was in part 3. When I just saw this website the other day, the worst movie since 1980, where they put the worst movie of that year, and 83 Smokey and the Bandit Part 3 was the worst movie that year. I was like, I was in that one.
Yeah. He made Rotten Tomatoes.
Someone says, I used to love Merciful Fate until I found out they were Satanists.
I used to hate Merciful Fate until I found out they were Satanists.
Has anyone heard of the first double bass drum in a song? Skin Deep by Duke Ellington.
I guess so, but as far as rock metal, I would say Let Us Pray, I'll Sin After Sin. Simon Phillips.
Yeah. What's your favorite King Diamond song and favorite Merciful Fate song?
It used to be Dressed in White, which I still love. Dressed in White.
I love that song.
I think the greatest King Diamond song is Sleepless Nights. Everything you want in a King Diamond song, where he does the highs, then he does the guttural death metal. We'll make you a final deal, and the band, mellowness, heaviness. Sleepless Nights is my favorite. Favorite Merciful Fate song? Wow. Probably Doomed by the Living Dead. No, Evil.
I was going to say mine's going to be Evil. I would go Evil as my favorite Fate. Probably King Diamond. I would probably say Halloween because I've always just loved that song.
Interesting. King Diamond for me, At the Graves. Love that song.
Love it.
Love it. Did you ever hear the cover that Pagan's Mind did of that?
No.
Very good cover.
Did you ever Dimmu Borgir do The Trial?
Yes, it's terrible.
I love it, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I love Dimmu Borgir, but I don't like when they do covers.
I love their cover of Burning Hell from Twisted Sister. That was great.
Oh yeah, I've heard that.
I don't like that one either. Merciful Fate, God, there's so many, but I'm gonna go with I just had it on my mind. I'm just gonna go with The Oath. There was something else I picked, but I can't remember what it was now.
That would have been a great opener to that album.
It would have been. That's the way I heard that album first, by the way. My friend gave me a cassette, and I guess when my friend copied his brother's tape, that part of the album was first. So that's the way I always heard it. And then when I got the CD, I was like, why is this on the second half of the album? Makes no sense, but just the way it was. Weird.
Where Dangerous Meeting is a great opening track, though.
It is. But The Oath is better.
Seems like a
and I would say Dangerous Meeting is a better song than The Oath, but I still think Oath is a better opener.
Opener, right?
I love that intro, man. It's just so creepy. There's a circle back from earlier. Favorite intros, The Oath.
Yeah.
Ralph, I know you hate Van Hagar, but have you ever seen the Dreams video that shows the Blue Angels doing all kinds of wild air maneuvers?
Yes. Yes, I have seen it. It was on MTV back when 5150 was new.
Yep.
I've never seen it. My dad, age 50, prefers Sammy Hagar over Diamond Dave. What should I do with him?
Just make sure he doesn't go to that same glory hole he always goes to. Have him go to a different glory hole to taste different cocks. That's what you should do for you.
Rush definitely went for Duran Duran look circa Grace Under Pressure. Do you guys like any of the metal, what the fuck? Metal ploitation bands from the 80s like Pile Driver, Exorcist, and Original Sin? Is that a real thing? Metropol? I can't even pronounce it.
I don't know, but I own the Pile Driver Metal Inquisition album.
So do I. Yeah.
And I have a shirt of that album that the back says, "If you are not a metalhead, you might as well be dead."
Yeah.
I love it, and I like Exorcist too. The good stuff.
Yeah. Exorcist was actually Jack Starr and David from Virgin Steel, I believe. They wanted to do something to kind of under different names or whatever to put something out at that time or whatever. Because Jack Starr also did an album called Devil Child with Joe Hasselvander, and it was like a kind of a black metal album for black metal at that time, Merciful Fate type stuff. It was called Devil Child, and that's a pretty cool record if you can find it.
Favorite John Sykes performance?
Oh man, and it's not my favorite song that John Sykes played on, but my favorite guitar solo is what he does in "Crying in the Rain."
Oh yes, for sure.
That's my favorite John Sykes song.
Yeah, mine as well.
Not my favorite song. It's a great song, don't get me wrong, but I'd take Cold Sweat and We All Fall Down over it. I love We All Fall Down. That
solo, man, that solo in Crying in the Rain. I mean, he wasn't even on the original version of that song. They recut it for the 87 record, and he started playing. If you watch that video of them like in the Rio concert from Slide It In tour, he started working in that solo during that period, and he just made it his own. It's amazing.
Unbelievable. One of my favorite.
What was Paul Stanley of Kiss worst stage rap?
Probably the 51. Was it the 501 Levi's?
Yeah, but I always thought that was the worst. But that Creature of the Night box set brings this rap of him going in an airport and the same thing happening. Some chick at the security line, gave him head or something. It was just so. And also another cringy stage rap is when and this is on the Creatures box set too, when he goes, "Let me tell you something, people. How many people out there know somebody that says Kiss sucks?"
How about
there's one on YouTube of Michael Jackson.
That's what Mark Daly brought up. The Asylum.
Oh my God! He brings out a Michael Jackson doll. Like, yo, Maggie, I think Kiss is badass. I think you got it. Well, you know what? Michael? I think you should beat it.
You did the one where, ladies, as long as I got a face, you got a place to sit down.
Yeah. You lick me, I lick you.
Oh God.
There is nobody worse than Paul Stanley. I'm telling you this now. He's a great performer. I even like when he does a little fruity dance during songs. But when it comes to him talking in between songs, there is nobody worse. Vince Neil's better.
Yeah. High Number says the comment section is kicking ass. Wish the panel would delve into it more. What do you think we're fucking doing on this show? We're answering all your questions. I'm not reading anything from him.
Ban him.
Banned.
No, don't ban him.
All right, fine. I'm quick to ban people. I have a short temper. Give a listen to the band Love Bites. I love Love Bites, by the way. Japanese all-girl band. Some of the best metal from Japan. Merry Christmas and Ralph, you rule. What about the rest of us? What about Tony? What about me?
Thank you very much.
When I go to no, listen to you. I don't know if you like them or not. Very power metal, very Halloweenish. But like I said, they're all Japanese women. Her accent's kind of strange after a while in some
As long as
songs.
it's not like baby metal, we'll be okay.
No.
You ever heard a Japanese band called United?
No.
They're awesome. Check out the band United from Japan. They're fucking amazing.
United. Best AC/DC album cover.
Hmm.
They're not really good covers, are they?
All of them have Angus on it, pretty much.
Highway to Hell is pretty.
Yeah, I would say Highway to Hell, even though it's not that great.
And that's a leftover doctored up shot from the Power Edge tour.
Oh, I didn't know
Power
that.
Edge shot. Yeah, if you look, it's the same photo session from Power Age.
Wow.
Which one though? The one with the fire around it from Australia, or
No,
the US
just the one that we got in the US. The one with the fire around it kind of looks kind of cheesy. Really, it's like it's superimposed in. I like just the regular shot that you get. We got on the US version.
Even though it's stupid, I kind of like Dirty Deeds. Not the cartoon with Bond, but the one that
Popeye arm
with the blocks on the eyes.
Yeah.
When that album was new back then, because they released it after Back in Black, before For Those About to Rock. Man, at the time, New Wave was huge. And that album cover was so fucking New Wave, man.
Yeah. It's Hypnosis.
Is it Hypnosis? You know that Netflix got a documentary on hypnosis.
Yeah, I need to watch that.
Yeah, I got to see that too. I just noticed that the other day.
Yes, I mentioned that too. Do you think Eddie Trunk is milking this 40th anniversary a bit too much?
I don't even know what 40.
I guess of Kiss, maybe.
It was 40 years he's been in the business since he started in the business. I mean, whatever. I mean, he, like him or not, he did open the doors for a lot of different things, and I mean, whatever. I watched someone filmed a whole show from the balcony with their phone, and they put it on YouTube, and I watched most of it. I kind of scanned through it. That's what they had. Geezer Butler came out, and they did Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath with Geezer Butler and Mike Portnoy on drums, and the singer from Rival Sons who didn't know the words, and the guitarist I think was Brent Woods, who used to play with Vince Neil. But they had a different guest all night. It was pretty interesting at times.
Brent Woods, was he the guy that was in Wild Side?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That album smokes.
Yeah, he's a great guitar player, man. He really is.
That Wild Side album smokes.
We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Quick impressions of the Kiss avatars.
Yeah, it doesn't really faze me. I don't care.
I like it more than Scab Kiss. I'll welcome that without seeing Eric and Tommy. But I would not pay to see it. But, gun to the head, yeah, I'd rather go see that than End of the Road Tour. But I'm not going to see it.
I'll check it out on YouTube.
I predict they're going to scrap the whole thing.
I think so too.
Because already Gene is complaining about it.
Yep.
They had a meet and greet with some guy that bought the bass. So can you imagine this? The very last bass that Gene played at a Kiss show. How much do you think he sold that shit for? It must have been a crazy amount of money. And somebody bought it. And, and somebody's filming Gene signing his bass, and then Gene's the one that brought it up. She goes, "Hey, what'd you think of the Avatar?" And of course, the guy's like, "It's amazing, Gene."
Yeah, what else is he gonna say?
And Gene's like, "Well, I mean, it's gonna get better. They're gonna sink $200 million into it." So there's already a problem.
I don't think I from the way I get from him, I don't think he's really on board with that thing at all.
Not. And he's hoping that they improve it, but if they don't improve it, it's not going to be out there because Kiss is about making money. Yeah. And they're not going to put something out there that's going to cost millions and millions of dollars and not get any, money for it.
No.
That's right.
Christmas. No. Best Great White album. None.
The first one. The only good one.
You
I like
guys,
some of their later stuff too, but that first one's great. Metal Great White's the best.
Yep.
you guys ever heard of the whole altercation between Manowar and Merciful Fate on the Hail to England in 1984?
No, I heard there was a problem with Twisted Sister Manowar, but not Merciful Fate.
I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah.
Tony,
Fill us in.
Tony, you previously mentioned the band X Japan. I don't know if you know this, but their drummer, a classical musician, put out a classical version of Kiss Black Diamond.
Yeah, it's on the Kiss My Ass.
Oh, that's the best song on there, I think.
Yeah.
I hate that album.
At the time, I didn't know who he was. You know, is it Yoshi? Yeah, I didn't realize who he was at the time because I didn't discover X Japan for another 10 years probably.
I thought that was the best thing on that CD.
When I went to see them, when they played the first time, it was in 2010. I went to New York City and saw them at they played at not at Madison Square Garden like in their documentary. They played the place I saw the Kiss convention at when they did the Unplugged thing and stuff or whatever it was called. And I don't think it's there anymore. But the line to get in, it was sold out, and it was wrapped around the block. And all of a sudden, like water and pizza started coming out, and like Yoshi bought a bunch of pizzas and sodas and water and for the fans waiting to get in. I thought that was really cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I like some of the songs on that cover album. I like the Mighty Boss Tones cover. I like the Garth Brooks cover. I thought was really good.
I like the Garth Brooks. But I like
the Mighty Boss Tones cover was cool. I've actually got the 7-inch of that. That was really neat.
But the Toad the Wet Sprocket, oh my God, why was that even on there?
Whoever did Plaster Caster did a good job too. I
That
can't
was a good
remember
one,
who it
too.
was. It was no, it wasn't the Melvins. It was somebody, I can't remember who it was. One of those bands, Seven Mary 3 or something. Whoever was popular was what was on that album. It seems like. Yeah.
Aldo Nova or Y&T?
Both.
Neither.
But I love Y&T. I'll take Y&T over Aldo. I'm a bigger fan of Y&T, but I like Aldo a lot.
Osbournes are trash. What's your guys' favorite Gentle Giant deep cut? I never listened to Gentle Giant.
Proclamation, is that the name of that song? I love that song. I think all Gentle Giant's deep tracks. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, that's a band I need to delve into.
They're weird. I mean, I love them, but it's very strange. I like them because I'm not a prog guy. I'm not into none of that stuff, and they're not only prog, but they're like extremely weird with a lot of these vocal melodies entwined, and it just grabs me like, wow, I've never heard anything like this, and I love it. And it's like the only prog band I love. I want to thank my friend Jacob Smith, who got me every Gentle Giant album on vinyl, and he rules.
He needs to start giving us some stuff too, I think. Christmas is coming up,
I'm trying to follow you on these questions. I'm trying to figure out where we're at here.
We're getting towards the bottom. Does the panel know about the YouTube phenomenon known as Gothic King Cobra?
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
I just looked it up. I still have no idea.
It's not that much of a phenomenon.
No.
Yeah.
If we don't know it, they ain't nobody.
Is Carmine a piece in that?
No. What do you guys think of John Lennon's Happy Christmas? War is over.
I like that one. I do like it. So this is Christmas.
It's a very sad song,
It is sad.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful tune. That's a rare Christmas song I like.
I want to hear a good Christmas song. Slayer, Angel of Death, overdubbed to Wham this Christmas.
There's and I should put it up on Christmas. There's one of Thrasher Die's songs, Fatal Fury. There's a Christmas version of it.
Really?
Where it's the same song, but there's what is it? Not a tambourine, but it does that chiming sound.
The jingle bells.
Yeah, and then in the middle it says, "Are you ready to mosh for Santa?" Because that came from we actually played day after Christmas where I dressed up like Santa, and I said that. I was like, "Are you ready to mosh for Santa?" So we put it in that. I'm gonna put it up on this channel on Christmas. I have a video for it. It's awesome.
All right, cool. Which album is better, Point of Entry or 74 Jailbreak?
Point of Entry.
Oh, that's tough. Oh, 74. Oh, I thought you meant Thin Lizzy. I'll go Point of Entry. And I love You Ain't Gotta Hold On Me.
That's a good one, yeah.
I love that album. Show Business.
Someone asked, you ever heard of Richie Wise and Kenny Kerner's band with Marky Ramone called Dust?
Yes, I own the vinyl. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good record. And Kenny Arison, who was all these bass players that played with everybody from Derringer. He was in HSAS and all that. He was the bass player in that band. And when I saw Derringer, I brought that Dusk CD and he autographed. I had the 2-on-1 Dusk CD. He'd never seen it. He was tripping on it,
Right on. Yep. Cool.
Favorite Judas Priest deep cut?
Heroes End and Turning Circles are my two favorite deep cuts.
God, you picked that right up. I can't even think.
And Rob Halford hates Turning Circles. He says it in his book.
I like Jawbreaker. It's a cool one.
But is it really deep? I mean, what I'm going with is something they never played live,
Right. And I actually like Last Rose of Summer a lot.
I love that song.
That is a good one. That is a good one.
Probably that. No, you know what? I do think they played that live because I have on cassette somewhere them playing a club, and I believe it's either that or Here Comes the Tears. One of those two songs were played live. But yeah, I mean, I'm talking about songs that were never played live. Heroes End is phenomenal. Phenomenal song.
You ever play Beyond the Realms of Death? I don't know if I've ever heard them really play that song.
Yeah.
I've seen them play it.
Yeah, they play it.
The first time I seen them play it was on the Ram It Down tour. They didn't play it on Screaming for Vengeance or Turbo or Defenders, but Ram It Down, they brought it out. I was like, holy shit, they're doing Beyond the Realms of Death. One of my favorite. It's their Stairway to Heaven, in my opinion. The greatest Glenn Tipton guitar solo, in my opinion, is in Beyond the Realms of Death.
You ever hear the Blind Guardian cover?
No.
Was that was on that Judas Priest tribute album that came out on Century Media?
Yeah.
I have it. Actually, my friend, I have it on vinyl too, well, one of them. But my friend was in the army in Japan and he bought me the 2 CDs, where in America they only released one.
Yeah.
He brought me back those CDs.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
there was some good stuff.
I never got that second one. I only got that first one.
Merciful Fate, man, the only cover they've ever done. The
Ripper. That was awesome.
They kill it.
Yes, they sure do.
Did you like that one, or who did the other one? There was 2 covers. 2 people did that song.
Wasn't it Iced Earth?
Yes, it was Iced Earth.
Yeah, they did it as well.
Which one did you like better?
Merciful Fate version is awesome. When
Sharon,
you're in for a shock, that's just so cool, man.
Sharon Osbourne is a beautiful, wonderful lady, and Hammy Sagar is the coolest rock star. I know it's December.
Move on.
Make sure that guy gets a vasectomy. We do not want your spawn.
Should I block him or should I leave him here?
Nah, leave him.
Leave him. Okay.
Best Tom Petty. I can't.
I know it's this.
We respect retards here.
I know it's December. This question is for all 3 of you. Which are your favorite Ozzy Osbourne songs to listen to on Halloween? Bark at the Moon.
For sure.
We're gonna have Bark at the Moon.
Diary of a Madman.
Diary of a Madman. That's 2.
Yep.
I would say my favorite for a Halloween Ozzy song would be Waiting for Darkness.
Waiting for Darkness is another one. Yeah.
There you go. I'm gonna agree with all 3 of those.
Yep.
We were gonna do a cover of that song, by the way, but it's not gonna happen now. Maybe one day. What would Black Sabbath sound like if Rob Halford did an album in the 90s with the band instead of going solo?
It probably would have been good.
Yeah, I think it would have been good.
Yeah.
I lost track of where we are again. Anyone a Clutch fan? Nope.
I like them. I mean,
I've seen them live. They're a great live band, but just never done anything for me musically as far as wanting to go out and buy anything by them.
I saw Clutch for the very first time like 3 months ago, and they were awesome.
Who by numbers or who are you?
Who by numbers? Who by numbers?
I'm not a huge Who. I mean, I like the Who, but I'm not enough to go into their albums as far as discography goes.
Who by numbers is very underrated, and I think Pete Townsend didn't like it. Man, that album to me is awesome. Will Carroll, big Who fan, hates that album.
I've never listened to one Who album ever.
I love it.
I just have a couple of greatest hits and live CDs from the box set, the Maximum Rock and Roll box set.
Yeah.
What is your favorite?
I love one of my favorite DVDs. I love to watch The Kids Are All Right. That is just a great documentary piece on them. And
probably my favorite rock documentary is that.
Yeah, when they were on the Smothers Brothers and all that, that's just it's hilarious.
You know when that happened, a part of the drum went into Keith's arm. Like if you look closely, he throws the drumsticks down. He's pissed, but it deafened Pete Townsend.
Yeah, they put so much flash powder in the amp or whatever by him.
I did that once and got a stick right in my eye. What is your favorite Death Angel album?
Ultraviolence debut.
Yeah. That's good stuff. Dr. Fuck, what happened to all of your old reviews? I can't seem to find them on your page.
You will see them soon on BitChute. Just be patient. I will make videos announcing them being on BitChute. You all don't know how close I came of losing this channel because of somebody out there that were copyright striking every review I did. And if you get 3 strikes, you're gone. So I had to delete them all because if he kept reporting, I was going to lose my channel. But I promise I will put them all back up on BitChute. I believe there's a couple already there.
What, did they have music in them or something?
Yeah. And it's just this really, really nasty person that, I know who it is. And everybody out there knows who it is because Gene and Paul are currently suing him. That's all. I'll leave it at that. So, yeah, I'm very sorry it's gone, but it's either the reviews leave or my channel leaves. So I picked the reviews.
Smart move.
Hey,
what do you
if the channel leaves, you lose the reviews too. So,
And you lose me.
Yeah.
So, pick your battles there.
Exactly.
What do you think is the main thing killing the rock scene other than streaming and illegal downloads?
No, there's number one, illegal downloads is a thing of the past. Hardly anybody illegal downloads anymore. It's the streaming that's killing.
Yeah.
Gene Simmons is so behind the times because Gene Simmons is like, rock is dead because the kid next door is downloading it. And he just said this shit recently. I was like, bro, people do not want a legal download. I'm talking about the masses because they got Spotify and Wimpify and all this Fi shit that's what they go to. They don't go to, let me download one record. It's like, no, I can go to Spotify where it has 1 million records. So no, illegal downloading is not causing any harm anymore. It is the streaming services.
Yeah.
They are still illegal downloading. When I put up the Project Resurrect album, it was downloaded 10,000 times.
No, it happens.
It happens.
But it's the minority now compared to how it was before.
Yeah. Have any of you seen Maiden live with Di'Anno?
No, I wish.
Best Saxon album in your humble opinions?
Denim and Leather.
Oh, really?
Power and the Glory is my favorite.
That's a good one. I don't know. I like Saxon, but I can't think of the albums off the top of my head. What's that one? Oh, Crusader's really cool. I like that one. What's that one with the girl with the biting the apple on the front cover?
Innocence, No Excuse. Not one of my favorites.
That one's okay.
I thought their last one was phenomenal. Carpe Diem.
Yeah, some of the newer stuff is really good.
I mean, when I say later, I mean anything past 87. Unleash the Beast is my favorite of the later day stuff.
Yeah, I love all that stuff, but man,
it's a different band now. That earlier stuff though, I tried listening to it. I don't like it. I own all that stuff, but it's just too. It's
ACD.
just
AC/DC rock and roll.
not. It's not as good as the AC/DC at all. It's. I don't know. I don't like it. Thoughts on Budgie? Favorite album? Favorite song?
I don't like them.
Me neither.
I like some of the early stuff. In for the Kill. It's pretty cool. And they did an album during the 80s, during the whole new wave of British metal thing called Power Supply. It's like really, really good.
Best Christmas movie? Home Alone. What about
Rocky.
you guys? Rocky.
Rocky.
What about you, Tony? Die Hard.
Nah. We just watched. I mean, I really like Elf. It's been on a whole lot lately. I've seen it like probably 3 times in the last couple of weeks. It's just hilarious to me.
Yeah, cool. Somebody says I rule. I dig Hardcore Superstar. Yes, I do. Wild Hearts, I do know who they are. You guys know who they are?
Yep. I saw them open for the Darkness in 2002 or 2003, maybe it was. Yeah.
Would you guys say that Miami Vice had the best killer theme song?
No.
No.
Beretta had the
Beretta.
best killer theme.
Hunter.
I
It was a
loved
ripoff of Fantasy by Aldo Nova.
crap, what the hell's the name of that show? Michael Knight, Knight Rider.
Knight Rider.
Yep. That and the Golden Girls. I mean, that song's always stuck in my head.
Thank you for being a friend.
Mike Post wrote a lot of those theme songs for those 80s album, 80s TV shows, and he's the guy that produced Van Halen 3.
You know, when I was in the hospital like 4 years ago, I fell in love with the Golden Girls.
That show was so awesome.
I would watch the Golden Girls and Two Men and a Baby, or Two Men and a Kid. What was the name of that show with Charlie Sheen?
Yeah, I know you're talking.
Two and a half men.
Two and a Half
Two and a Half Men. That show was hilarious.
Yeah, it is funny.
I never liked that show.
Did you ever see Eddie Van Halen make his appearance on there?
Yes.
Yeah, that was great.
What is it? What is it? Something float?
Oh, he said he came out of the bathroom and he said something about the two burritos and a root beer float or something like that. That's how he got his inspiration for writing this song.
And that was
a Sammy Hagar song.
actually, he was playing as is from Different Kind of Truth. If you listen to it, that's what he was playing. And that was before Different Kind of Truth came out.
Tommy Ramone versus Phil Rudd. I'm going Phil
Rudd.
Phil Rudd, yeah.
And other AC/DC news, their original drummer just passed away the other day.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, he played on some of the early albums where Phil Rudd got the credit.
Yeah. Actually, no, he was in the video for "Can I Sit Next to You, Girl?"
Oh, that was him?
That was him. Yep.
Mark Evans.
Fast Eddie Clark versus Malcolm Young. Who's better?
Huh?
Fast Eddie Clark versus Malcolm Young.
Man, I mean, that's like two different spectrums.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Malcolm Young's like one of the best rhythm guitarists ever.
I'll go with
Fast Eddie
Malcolm.
Clark's a lead player.
Yeah, I'll go with Malcolm. I like Malcolm more.
Yeah, Malcolm. Malcolm did a lot. You know, he ran AC/DC. So
yeah.
Ralph, what happened to part? Yeah, what happened to part 7 of your Kiss Meets the Phantom commentary?
I don't know. It might have been taken down by YouTube, but I didn't mess with it. By the way, you can go to that BitChute I was telling you about, where you don't have to see it in 7 parts. It's all in one part on BitChute. You can watch the whole commentary on BitChute. Sorry, I can't add a link here, but type in Kiss Meets the Phantom. I think I called it Kiss Meets the Commentary. Go on BitChute and write down Kiss Meets the Commentary. And you'll see a bunch of my videos that have been banned on YouTube there. Like all my Black Sabbath reviews are up on BitChute
now. How did you discover Frank Zappa originally?
My brother, I was in Germany in 1979, and my brother had a copy of Chic Your Booty. And I played it over and over again. That song Bobby Brown and Broken Hearts Are for Assholes and Your Mama and Dancing Fool and Jewish Princess. I mean, that is a great record. I become I'm one of these, like, I am a Zappa fan, but then there's some albums that are just
I cannot listen to him at all. My Greg, who does my other show, he loves Zappa. He's a huge Zappa fan.
yeah, I like Apostrophe's a good album, Overnight Sensation, Freak Out, Joe's Garage, Shake Your Booty, and Zoodalores. Those are my favorite Zappa albums. Everything else,
Sometimes I'll put that song on, "Baby Take Your Teeth Out." It's just me and my wife alone in the car driving. She hates that. Tony, have you ever listened to Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats?
Yeah, I saw them at Death Fest one year, and they opened for King Diamond when I went to see him the last time, but I didn't see them then. But it was Unto Others opened the show, and then it was Uncle Acid, but that was during King Diamond meet and greet. So I did the meet and greet with King Diamond, and so I didn't see him, but yeah, I saw him at Maryland Death Fest once. Yeah, pretty
Unto
cool.
Others, Unto Others is a really good band.
I really like them. Very, very cool. Kind of gothy metal.
Do you think there are any Vangina songs that are pretty good?
yeah. Love Comes Walking In and Humans Being. I like both those songs.
Humans Being's probably one of my top favorites of that era.
I like Pound Cake.
Cake is a good song. I like a lot of the Van Hagar stuff. Last Christmas Vid or Original Exorcist?
I don't know what he said, but Original Exorcist wins. Where did it go?
Over.
Last Christmas Video.
Last Christmas Video.
Yeah.
I guess some of that
the Wham
Wham.
song.
Yeah.
Oh.
What would
I haven't seen it.
This is stupid. What would Sabbath sound like with Janis Joplin instead of Ozzy? A train wreck.
It would sound like shit.
Exactly.
What's your favorite product at Home Depot? Oh my God! All right, we're getting out of
All right, we gotta go now.
Someone asked
It's been going for 2 hours.
Someone asked, did Wayne and Tony like Dirty Honey? Yeah, I like Dirty Honey a lot. I saw them a couple times. A great band. Yeah, good bluesy hard rock band.
No, I just like the pure honey, local honey.
You like the local honey?
Yeah.
Someone asked, do we have any shows lined up coming up this year? Live shows that we're going to. I'm actually going to see night after tomorrow. I'm going to see Zebra.
I just like last week they played their whole first album.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Yeah,
somebody mentioned that yesterday.
That was my only time ever seeing Zebra. I got quite a few shows. I bought tickets already for KK's Priest.
Mm-hmm.
Playing here with Burning Witches, which is awesome. I got tickets to see Raven. They're coming down with Vicious Rumors.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm going to that. And we got Girl School and Alcatraz and somebody coming. Lillian Axe, I think they're touring together. Going to that. I'm probably going to do KK's Priest. I bought tickets for the M3 Rock Fest the other day, and I'm sure there'll be some other cool stuff coming.
And
in early January, I'm seeing what's the name of the band now? Purple Rainbow. It's a tribute band of Rainbow and Deep Purple with Neil Turbin singing.
Okay.
And Patrick Johansson, the guy that played drums for Yngwie.
Mm-hmm.
That should be fun.
Cool.
And somebody wants to know how you spell BitChute. It's BITCHUTE. It's not bitch shoot. It's BitChute.
What is that? Just a website?
Yeah.
It's like YouTube, but different.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
There's another one too. Crap. Rumble. You might want to check into Rumble as well.
Rumble these nuts.
Okay.
All right. Hey, we've been here for a while, so we know, right?
Hey, somebody wants to know what we think of the Kiss avatars. You want to answer that for like the 5th time?
Watch my videos. I made a video.
That's a good signing off point.
That's when you know you've been here too long.
Just watch this replay. We talked about it earlier in the show. So we did a good 2 hours, right?
Yeah, guys.
Yes, we did.
I want to wish everybody a happy holidays, Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Yes,
And,
Merry Christmas.
Happy
Happy
Hanukkah,
Hanukkah, Kwanzaa.
all my chosen people friends.
Yep.
And those that don't celebrate Christmas and hate that shit, happy hating Christmas to you.
Happy Festivus.
Yeah, happy Festivus for the rest of us.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And I appreciate you all that tuned in tonight, even you, Mark Daly. And
Wayne, you're supposed to airing of the grievances. Like you do that weekly.
Well, let's start with Mark Daly.
yeah. All right, everybody. So that's it.
All right.
Thank you all again. Thank you, Wayne and Tony. Till
Thank you.
next week.
Like,
Smack 'em on.